Oh. Good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you are. Welcome to another setting in Requiem for London. And we place a scene with one Nora. She is currently residing at the Hilton Hotel. And on one particular night after, well, experiencing some disturbing moments, she's resting in her hotel room when she'll get a text message or letter, most likely, and it is a letter describing. It is a letter from a law firm called Slaughterer and May, and this law firm is informing her that her claim on a certain estate is contested, that there is another claimant, and they wish to speak to her to arrange either a compromise or some form of negotiation between the two parties. And they invite her to come down as soon as possible, and she's more than welcome. And below it will be the name of a lawyer. I've already forgotten the name. Nelson, if you said the name of the lawyer, please. It doesn't matter. We'll get. Oh, sorry.
What was that?
What was the lawyer's name? Sorry.
Jackson Caruso.
Okay. Yes, you'll have this name signed at the bottom of the letter. So, how would Nora react?
Oh, Nora would, for starters, just be lying on the bed, staring up at the ceiling, wishing there was a spot there that she could focus on, but there's nothing there, so unfortunately her eyes just wander. There's a slide of the letter coming across, and she'll open it up and start reading. I get more and more agitated as she's reading. Skip to the end after not reading the rest of it, and just get the name of Mr. Caruso and the phone number, and then call him post haste. Ring, ring.
We'll leave this with you, Nelson. You will receive this phone call.
Yes.
Yes. Is that any way for a lawyer to introduce himself?
Guys, it's Nora, right? This is Mr. Jackson Caruso.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson Caruso. I'm Nora Hillingham. Pleasure to speak to you. When would be your earliest convenience for me to visit in relation to these papers you've just sent me?
I am free in about 15-20 minutes.
15-20 minutes. Well, unfortunately, I can't change the speed of the traffic in London, so I'll see you in 30. Goodbye.
That is quite fine.
And Nora gets up. She's already dressed, looking prim and proper as per usual, having scrubbed up and scrubbed away the evil thoughts of torpor and nightmares and whatever the fuck else is happening in her life. Fuck it. And yeah, she won't take her driver, but actually drive herself to the rendezvous.
Yeah. On the letter is the address of the law firm.
Mm-hmm.
You find it quite easily. It's not too far from where you are, and you're able to park and exit. And as you see, it's a large kind of square building with at least sort of 20 to 30 floors. And you approach, you enter, and there's nothing strange, nothing odd occurs. And as you enter, you will see. Hold on one second. I do have an image. Oh, I did have an image. Now it's gone. There we go. You will see this lobby in front of you, and as you present yourself to the main desk, the receptionist sees your letter and acknowledges, oh yes, you need to go to this floor and this room. It's just on the left. One of our assistants will guide you. This law firm seems very lush, very expensive. Everything is of a very fine quality, and kept to a very high standard. All the individuals you see there seem to be, of course, a very high and mighty, very, very high social class seem to be hanging around this business. And you'll proceed to the lawyer's office.
With a face like thunder and heels clicking, clacking like lightning, and I'm getting really bad feedback of someone.
I think that's Nelson. Are you?
Yeah. So just reading what Ben was sending me. What was that?
Oh, yeah, we might be getting. Sorry, we might be getting feedback from you.
Crap. It seems fine for me, but I don't know if I might be coming. I might get bad reputation, reception from you guys.
So actually, it might be my bad. Hold on, I think
Okay.
the volume wants to lie. Sorry, no.
I'll just go on up to the thing, door and knock.
You'll be a few seconds, and my voice will say, "Come on in."
Nora just wander on in.
And you'll see a guy sitting on a desk, and he'll have a book. He'll close the book, and he'll stand up and actually leaves his desk and come to you and reach out his hand.
And Nora will shake his hand quite graciously.
And he goes, "As I said before, I am Jackson Caruso."
Nora will also notice there's another individual sitting in the room right now, at a chair, and he appears to be a sort of man dressed in a suit, not like a lawyer's suit. He has hair that's starting to gray a little bit, but it's very well cut, and he just sort of looks up, and he has a sort of confused look on his face. But he just continues sitting there looking at Jackson.
Nora just opens up the letter and just shows the letter and folds it and puts it down. I find this highly unacceptable.
He'll sit down and goes, "Yes,
I'm glad you agree.
Hired by Dr. Green here. We needed to have a good talk with you, Miss Hillingham."
Well, actually, out of character, would Nora have an alias right now?
Oh, yeah, I was thinking that. She probably has an alias.
Yeah, she would have an alias, that's the point. She'd be using the artist name that she uses, Zima.
Zima. In that case, Zima. It would be a Mrs. Zima.
Yeah. Yes, we needed to have a good talk with Mrs. Zima.
Miss.
Oh, I beg your pardon, Miss Zima.
Let me just actually make one of these. There we go. Well, would you like to tell me exactly what this is about? I thought the paperwork was all in order.
And he'll take out a few books and he'll say, "Yes, I see here you have claims on the Hillingham Estate."
That is correct.
The problem we have is that Dr. Green here has claims to that same estate, and his claims to it might seem more legit than yours. I cannot figure out for the life of me where your claims come from.
It is my impression, sir, that a dying woman may do with her estate as she pleases. The fact that her signature is on the paperwork that bequeaths it to me, what more do you need? These are a dying woman's last wishes. In black and white, on paper.
You will hear the man who is sitting in the chair sort of stir and turn towards you and says, "That is my mother you are talking about. And you must be aware that she is in no state to communicate or make any assignments without somebody assisting her. It is very easy for somebody to take advantage of a person like that, as he just glares at you.
Fuck. I feel like I need to make a roll because that's my grandchild.
Funnily enough, yes, please give me a wits plus, I'd say, composure, yeah.
Fuck my life.
This is more trying to remember something right now. It's like, crap, she had kids.
On a side note, his blood is very tasty.
I tore her uterus out when I had a chance. I'm just checking how many wits I have. Sorry. With the negs. I do believe that'll give me a dice pool of 4. Yeah. Okay, let's re-roll that one. Okay. Holds it together. Nora's eyes just narrow, and there's actually yeah. Go on.
I said,
Sorry.
funnily enough, as you're trying to hastily fuck, crap, who is this person supposed to be? You actually search your memory, and you've done a half-decent job of keeping up, although, it's very easy to get bored, looking after family, you have more important things to take care of and all that. But, you could not swear for the life of you that she ever mentioned, or it was ever, officially recorded that she had a son.
Okay. Nora's eyes will just narrow, and if this is indeed her grandchild, she's very proud of him right now. We're taking her on head-to-head, but that's not going to stop her. Dr. Green. I'd like to roll something. Is he the right age? Am I seeing any family features? Is this possible just from looking at him?
Yes. I'm going to keep that wits plus composure roll you made already, and yes, it is a bit different. It's you definitely see, your daughter's, sort of, I'd say eyes, maybe, ear-shaded. He does have noticeable, distinct qualities from her, but the other features, probably, the hair specifically, the jawline, that's all you're able to get with that, but he does have clear physical characteristics that you can just sort of detect with your heightened senses.
Well, look, I'm terribly sorry. You're her son, yes?
As he nods his head but doesn't say anything else.
Well, then I suppose you'd have to ask your mother that. Why she would deny you this beautiful estate and rose farm and bequeath it to me. We were friends.
Then, just completely without listening to anything else you're saying, turn to the lawyer and say, "This is clearly someone taking advantage of my mother in her weakened state, and I demand a full inquiry be made into this individual, including a look at the recordings of my mother. We can find out."
And I don't recall Joanna Hillingham ever having a son, so I would ask the same of you.
As he will look very, very hatefully at you for a minute, and he will say, "My mother had a very rambunctious youth, and I, unfortunately, was a result."
Oh, it runs in the family. You should have met her grandmother.
As he just narrows his eyes at you. At this point, the conflict in the room is starting to escalate, and the lawyer can detect this.
The lawyer will come close and he'll go, "Let's keep this conversation friendly, shall we?"
Yes, let's.
The last thing we want would be conflict.
Unfortunately, that is already upon us, good sir.
Miss Dr. Green will look at his lawyer and say, "I request that we examine the recordings. If you are not being forthcoming, then you obviously have something to hide, do you not?"
What person on this earth doesn't? Let me ask you something, Mr. Green. How much is he costing you?
He won't respond to that. but judging from where this is right now, it's probably a pretty...
I have a suggestion for you, Mr. Green. You obviously are unsure of me, as I am unsure of you. And so, of course, there will be hostilities between the two of us, like two large dogs meeting in a ring. Why don't you slide a card over? Call me at your earliest convenience. We'll meet, and then perhaps we can come to an agreement between the two of us. Regardless of how this goes, Hillingham Manor will go to one of us. And I know I, for one, don't want to waste my money on people like that. She'll look at the lawyer.
In this case, he is going to roll a wits plus empathy to see if you have any ulterior motives for this, because he is very suspicious of somebody who just comes up with a document saying that his inheritance is now going to her instead of him.
Yeah,
I just did my
That's going to be, I believe, 5 dice. You can roll contested, or if you just want to have your subterfuge speak for itself.
What's the
minus
roll?
Your subterfuge from this.
I'll contest it, actually.
All right then.
5 dice.
What's the roll?
Well, first of all, I don't think the lawyer is going to care enough in this instance to see if there's some sort of foul play going on right now. You're just getting the media situation.
Do you want me to roll 5 dice for you, Ben?
Yes, please.
No.
Oh, snap. As at this point, seeing as that he doesn't detect anything, he will turn to the lawyer, so he will ask.
Actually, the lawyer will look at Nora and will say, "Now, it is a Miss Zima. It is a shame you do not seem to know of. It is known around all of London that when your money is on slaughter and maize, your money is not wasted."
Well, I would adore to utilize your services, but unfortunately you're on the wrong team at the moment. At least for me. So don't take it personally, Munchkin.
Munchkin, I haven't been called Munchkin for years. And whether
Wait till
I'm
you
on the
get-
right team or not is not for you to judge. And he'll sit back down and just lay back on his chair.
Well, it seems that you're all about judging me. After all, you know where your coins lie, don't you, Judas? I'm done here, gentlemen. Mr. Green, you may call on me at your earliest convenience. I will be happy to meet you in a place of your choosing.
As he will just sort of nod and take it. You get the impression that he doesn't know what to think of you right now.
And Nora will actually turn at the door, just put a hand on the door frame, and just turn quite purposefully, and again ignore the lawyer. Actually, she won't ignore the lawyer. She'll give the lawyer a look of "I'll remember you," and just say to Mr. Green, "Unfortunately, due to my extensive travel schedule, I haven't seen Hillingham Estate for a long time. Feels a long time, in any case. 5 years rushes by so quickly. Perhaps we could tour the estate together."
You will narrow his eyes and he will just say, "Who are you?"
"I'm Zima." And she'll just do a little bow and then walk out. She's not spilling anything more in front of that shark.
Alright, and give me a wits plus composure roll one last time as you're about to leave.
Nothing.
In that case, you just turn around and head out the door. You can definitely hear Dr. Green begin discussing with Jackson Caruso again, and it's something along the lines of, what should he do? This is not what he expected. And then the lawyer, of course, gives his best opinion on the matter. And as you walk down the hall with Slaughter and they begin to just sort of go into the distance as you walk back out to your car.
Is there only one way out of this building? Front door?
David?
Yeah, it appears that the only way out is through like a main large set of doors. And it's a very, very expensive and posh lobby.
I'll be waiting across the street.
I would, Ben, if you want to take over on that.
Right. Basically, you're waiting across the street.
In my car with tinted windows, wanting to see where he's going. Hopefully, following him home. I think a midnight visit is in order.
To the doctor. Interesting. Right. He will emerge from the building about, let's say, half an hour later, with some paperwork and a briefcase by the looks of it. He heads to a rather nice car, like definitely built for inner city travel, and he will just begin driving away.
Following the dude.
Hmm.
I did take a dot and drive, so I might like to roll a bit of maneuvering and shadowing and all the rest of it. I'd probably even put willpower into it because I don't want to lose him.
This is going to become very pertinent then, because as you begin to tail him, he begins to take a more sporadic route. It's been a while since you've been in London, but you're starting to get the feeling that he's somehow aware that you're following him, even though you're certain that he doesn't know what car you have. And as he begins to take more and more back roads, he begins to pick up speed, and this is where you're going to need your drive check. I'd say wits plus drive in order to just keep an eye on him.
Burning willpower into this, does that give me extra dice or just
Heroic effort,
auto
that'll
sucks?
be extra 3 dice.
Why do I get the feeling I'm going to come up all ones?
Oh,
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Now lose him.
Oh, no, he needs to succeed first. Unfortunately, he's not that good. So, David, could you give me, like, 4?
For that,
He's got, like...
E1 success.
Yeah, only one. That's still enough. Is you continue driving along, you manage to lose him. And it's the most frustrating thing in the world. Because
Very
this should
frustrating.
not have happened. Although, as you're sort of, what is Nora doing right now when she loses him?
Hang on. Realizing that she has lost him, she actually tears the steering wheel off the car angrily, and this guy's fuck. And then calls a cab.
Alright. As you're calling the cab, give me one last wits plus composure roll.
Where were you when I needed you?
As you're calling the cab, you're stopped for a minute because out of the corner of your eye you think you see something.
Oh, of course,
Looks like
because
it's
today doesn't suck enough.
back of the car, almost like several shapes just sort of going around, maybe buzzing. It almost reminds you of flies for some reason. But when you turn around, there's just nothing there. But then that's all. The cab will arrive in a few minutes' time. Do you call the tow truck to retrieve your vehicle, though?
Yeah, fuck it. As much as I'd like to set it on fire, angrily, no. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you
Well,
return back to the Hillington or the Hilton?
oh, I wish it was the Hillington. Yeah. Actually, I'll get the driver to drop me a couple of blocks. I just want to walk this off. This is fucking annoying now, and that room is like more and more like a prison cell. But yeah, just replay the events in my mind. And I don't remember her having fucking children, which is irksome. Because it's been that long. He knows how to tie his own shoelaces. How did I miss this? You know, if it was just an infant in a cradle, fine, that popped out last week. You know, I don't know about that. But how did I miss that?
It is
That's
a
what's
curious mystery.
bothersome. In any case, he has my number, so we'll see if he takes the bait. If not, I'll have to hire my own lawyer. Fuck. Or I could
And
just...
is-
I'll be paying the lawyer a visit later on. If I can't dominate one, I'll dominate the other. Easy. Anyway, speed bumps.
Speed bumps indeed, and as you begin walking up the steps of the Hilton, I think that is where we will end this scene.
That'll do me.
Alright. Thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful night.